Hi, I'm Maddie, and I'm a senior at the University of Minnesota. I attended the Women's Triduum retreat here at the Newman Center, and this was the first time that I had really entered into the Triduum weekend in a solemn and really reflective way. So it was really beautiful to be able to observe the holy days in a way that I hadn't before. So the retreat began on Thursday evening with a Seder meal and feet washing, and then we went to Holy Thursday Mass. It was just really beautiful during the feet washing to see the other women serving each other and just reflecting the way that Jesus humbled himself for his disciples and served them in such a loving and gentle way. Then going into Good Friday, we had a lot of quiet, silent, reflective time to meditate on the Lord's passion and his suffering. And I was at first a little bit uncomfortable with the silence because it's a little bit raw when you're just there with no noise, no distractions. You're just sitting with your prayers and with the Lord. But I found that even in the discomfort, it was really beautiful to be able to have space for the Lord to work and really to speak to me. Through the reflective times and meditation, I really was focusing on the Lord's passion and his immense knowledge of the suffering of his passion while he was going through it. Jesus knew the physical pain that he was going to endure. He knew that he would be killed and be beaten, and he also knew the spiritual pain he would go through of the weight of all of our sins on his shoulders. And even with that knowledge of the incredible pain he would go through, he still went willingly to the cross. And it was even in that incredible sorrow and in the sadness of his crucifixion, there's also such a beauty in knowing the Lord's love for us, because it takes such an incredibly deep and unconditional love to go through so much pain, knowing what is going to be suffered for people who turn their backs to him, as we continually do as sinners. So through Holy Thursday and Good Friday into Holy Saturday, I was able to reflect a lot on the Lord's passion and just being present with him in the garden through his agony. This was something that came up a lot in my prayers of sitting with Jesus through his suffering and being with him. And he says, sit with me and keep watch and pray. And through our own suffering in our lives, that's what Jesus is doing for us. Since then, I've had a greater appreciation for the Lord's consolation in suffering and being able to turn to him, because he suffered far greater than I will ever suffer in my life. And so he knows any suffering that we go through. And even through Jesus' suffering, he had knowledge of the hope that was to come after his resurrection. So it brings a lot of comfort in my own suffering, in knowing that I maybe can't see any purpose or any good that could come out of the suffering right now, but through the Lord's love and turning to the Lord continuously, I can find comfort in knowing that he does have a plan and that he does have greater hope to come. And lastly, I'd like to thank the supporters of the Newman Center for having this opportunity to reflect on the Triduum and to enter into Easter, celebrating the holy days and being surrounded by other students and women in the community. So thank you so much.